So we just need to go back to our roots. That's all that we need to do. We just need to be natural. And when I say natural, natural is going back to your roots.
Welcome to Mindful Businesses, presented by Sarani, and I'm your host, Vidya Iyer. In our podcast, we bring to you brands which are mindful in their practices and processes. A mindful business adopts and employs sustainable social, economic, and environmental practices. We continue to showcase some of the brands from India. And today we have with us Anamika Sengupta and Biplab Datta of Almitra Sustainables. Being earth conscious, a step towards coexistence. Welcome, Anamika and Biplab.
Hi, Vidya.
One of the major pollutants, at least in the Indian context, are the festivals that take place year-round in India. May it be Holi, the festival of color, there's water pollution, there's water wastage, and the colors which could be toxic, or the festival of lights, Diwali, the fireworks cause air pollution and noise pollution, or Ganesh Chaturthi, the festival celebrating the Hindu god Ganesha. There we have colors and materials which are used to make these idols, which are almost 20 foot tall and are immersed in the water. What do you think these festivals do to our environment? I mean, they are a required part of the culture. What is your take on it?
Actually, when we talk about these festivals, I think that the way it was supposed to be celebrated, it is not. Because if you see culturally, like even the Ganeshas are made of POP, right? Actually, spiritually, religiously, whatever it was not supposed to be a plaster of Paris make at all. It is supposed to be something related to the soil, which goes back to the soil. So you have already defied the whole thing. And then to be cost conscious and able to celebrate more, and the sanctity of the thing is actually lost. So that it's not serving the purpose at all when it comes to the religious and spiritual side. And damage side, it's too high. But there is a conscious crowd now, and people are getting aware, and people are going towards environmental friendly Ganeshas. You must have heard a lot about it. Nowadays people are also having Ganeshas which goes back to the maybe the pots. You have small Ganeshas and things grow out of it. Like they are seed Ganeshas. But there is an aware crowd because now there is nowhere to go. That's why we talk about coexistence always, that coexistence is not an option. It is the only option which is left. Yes, even when we talk about Holi and the colors, it was never these toxic colors. If you go back to your roots, it was always natural colors and the dyes that you make at home. So we just need to go back to our roots. That's all that we need to do. We just need to be natural. And when I say natural, natural is going back to your roots. So all these religious practices and everything falls in place because it was never unnatural to do this. So we have now adapted unnatural ways of even celebrating something which was so natural.
How did you come up with the idea of, or the concept of Almitra?
Almitra, the parent company is Almitra Tattva, which is a baby wearing company. So that started with me having a baby. So we make baby wraps. So my first wrap came from US, and I traditionally, culturally, we are so much into baby wearing in India. It was my first wrap coming from US made me a bit surprised because we did not have many wrap companies when I searched in India.
So when you say wrap, what is it? It's something to huddle the baby in or bundle the baby up.
You wear your baby, something that you tie your baby close to your body. Yeah, baby wearing is a very important milestone of attachment parenting, natural parenting. Like how breastfeeding is, similarly, baby wearing is a very important milestone of a baby's development. And that's when I started making wraps in India. And I was very close to the weavers of India, wherein sustainable lifestyle comes as a very basic and natural way to them. And as my son knew, as he grew, and we always say, me and Biplab, we always say that when he got his first tooth, that's when we started thinking about more sustainable options. We never wanted to put that plastic toothbrush in his mouth because we didn't want anything plastic in his life, to be very frank, because he was getting raised in a very natural way and we were learning from his natural cues, and we never wanted to do anything unnatural in his life. And that's when we, 3 years back, I wouldn't even know that a bamboo toothbrush existed, and now we are making one. So it was all from him, actually, his needs, and that made us take these steps.
How old is your son now?
He would be 6 in March.
Everything of Almitra started once we have Neo in our life. Almitra Tattva started because we want to baby wear him, because before he was born, I am from a traditional baby wearing background. My grandmom used to go to work baby wearing me. For me, it's a something very close to me. When I was small, it was like that, okay, if she would not have wore me, maybe there was a chance of maybe I would have survived or I may not have survived. So it was, and that relationship grew.
The bonding
grew very intense, and I love my grandmom more than my mom. So there's always a very soft feeling towards it, and I have been I've heard stories okay, when you were small, your grandmom used to go to work carrying you like this, one side you, one side your food and all your diapers or things like that. Nappies. So it was very, very close to me. So before Neo was born, so I told her that, okay, once we get a baby, I'm gonna wear him. So when he was born, then we try to find things. Then as she told that in India, nothing was available. But as a country, in our culture, we have been baby wearing. So let's say, for example, if you go to tea garden, let's say northeast or south, you always find people plucking up tea leaves with their baby in their back. So we were very surprised then how Almitra was started. And as Neo was growing up, we travel a lot, like beaches, mountains. So everywhere we went, we never found a place which doesn't have plastic waste. And it was every year he was growing and the plastic waste was growing more than him, exponentially. So then we thought that, okay, what we can do, because we want to give him a world which will be more natural and things. So we thought that, okay, let's start something which will really help the newer generation so that they can have a world which is natural, not plastic. Again, that was one of the thought behind starting Almitra Sustainable.
What does a sustainable product mean to you? For
us, it's very simple, which is natural and which will go back to nature. As simple as that. Anything which is after, let's say, which will be thrown or which won't be in use, or which after its lifespan is over, it won't stay, which will go back into nature. That's the simple concept of sustainable product for us.
Can you talk about the origin of the name Almitra?
Oh yes, I'd love to talk about it, and there is a story behind it. So I am an ardent follower of Khalil Gibran. He's a Lebanese philosopher, writer. So there is a book of his, a very famous book called The Prophet. Mm-hmm. And wherein there is a girl called Almitra who asks the maximum questions to the Prophet. So I had decided long back that if I have a son, he will be Neo, and if I have a daughter, she'll be Almitra. So Neo was born and so was Almitra, and I've raised them together. They are both of the same age now, so it's Almitra and Neo. So that's where the name comes from.
So we have to question the status quo right now. So what are the products that you carry? Do you design the products, or do you curate products and sell them?
No, we design most of them because of even we need to see how efficient they are and how workable, because sustainable products, though they are basic, but still there is a lot to do now, because certain things don't work according to the modern systems. I can give you an example. We have coir pads. Those are scrubbing pads. These are a substitute to your regular Scotch Brites that you use. So if you see a coir pad, you will see that there is a stitching which goes all around. So that's designed according to the new sewage system. Because we used to use coconut coir a lot of years back. We used to use it. So it used to have, the pipes used to be big, and even if you are using a coconut coir, it used to pass away. If you see, there are coir pads, they don't disintegrate. They are stitched together. So even you're using a coir, it is not disintegrating and getting stuck. Correct. So that's where designing comes into picture, because we need to make it efficient according to the modern systems as well. so that people accept it more and it is doable.
As an organization, we say we are a sustainable lifestyle product. Most of the product we design and they are tested at our house. So you understand that, because nowadays the consumer has changed. Today's consumer has a lot of expectation. When you give them a product, so they want the product to be more than useful. Let's say, for example, the newest of the product that we have made right now, it's a old school bamboo razor. And being very honest, the newer generation which comes to see our product, they are amazed.
No, the bamboo razor, so you have no blade.
No, it requires a blade, but it doesn't.
It's not a disposable one.
It doesn't require that plastic blade.
Cartridges, okay.
It requires that
the
old-fashioned single blade where you put and you take the screw out.
Right.
Yeah, which like I have seen my grandfather doing it. It's like a zero waste razor. So now when the newer generation, when they come to see that product in our different venues, or they come to our store, there is no connection with that product and this generation. They can't relate to it, maybe because of too much of advertising, too much of marketing about non-sustainable product. That sustainable thing is wiped out from their mind. I've seen people, they can't even relate to the
they don't even know what it is.
They don't know what it is. A lot of people
they also feel that it is a discovery.
yeah, discovery. It feels sad also that people, they can't even figure out it's a coconut coir or not. That's the thing. So a natural product which is a coconut coir, which is there are a lot of people who come to us and they feel it, they touch it,
but they don't know that it's coir, though it looks absolutely as coir.
So there's so much of gap even to see a natural product which exists like in 24/7. And when I'm talking about Mumbai, coconut exists like everywhere. So still there is so much of gap between that natural product and the consumer today. So which we were not aware, but we were now so amazed about it. It's come like that. Okay, where we are living and where we are heading.
What background do both of you come from? Were you guys entrepreneurs or just environmentalists? To think of these products, you should have had some exposure. For instance, the coir scrubbers or the wrap. So what prompted you to come up with all these products? There must have been some influences in your life, some experiences in your life which helped you create these products.
About our background, we both have been entrepreneurs since our childhood. Like, we both have been selling something or the other since our childhood. Like, I have been selling stickers. She used to sell crackers in school and things. So
very non-environmental stuff we used to do that time.
Yeah. But we have been like entrepreneurship as a skill, or like as a bent toward doing something of your own, was there since we were a kid. And about the product, Anamika, she can tell you more about.
Yeah, so as I said earlier, that I was into IT. I was working with the IT giant, and I had a very long tenure of a corporate background completely, and a recruitment background actually. When Neo happened, things changed. The corporate world hits you suddenly. You hear tales about sexist organizations and they don't treat a woman well, but then you feel that's not my story. You are at a very senior role and you feel that's not going to happen to me. So I always say that when I went back to my desk looked different. There was a lot of, a lot of responsibilities from my desk which had gone, and so was my job when I joined back from the maternity period, and things had changed. Yes, I was a victim of layoff from my company, and so your creative enzymes are very high when that's what I believe in. Your creative enzymes are very high when you are creating a baby, and you also get a lot of me time at that time because you have nothing to do. You are just pinned down, right? So that was the time that I was thinking about myself and what I need to do. And a lot of people tell me, good that you got laid off and you started your own business. It was like something which happened good for you, but no, it should not happen to anyone, because they assume that being a woman, I'm not a primary earner for the house. I am not the person who I might, now that I have a baby, I might take an off and be there. So be at home, I mean. That's when I started Almitra. And so we do have a corporate background. Even he has a corporate background because he had a recruitment agency as well. And then we got this hit of corporate world. And when Neo happened to us, I think our world completely changed because that was the only time that we both decided that this is the only time we can be natural, because we had never seen anything as natural as a new infant baby. And we still have it as a thumb rule that we are still learning from him and not teaching him anything, because he is so natural and every child is, and we need to learn from the natural cues. And I think he was a kind of a guiding light for us. So if we have gone and learned any expertise in this, no. But if we have followed our heart, yes. What we wanted to give was a plastic-free world to the newer generation, and we just went where the tide is. In fact, when we started Almitra Sustainables, we never thought that it will have such an overwhelming response. That way we are quite laid back people. We don't want to rush. We don't want to
attack markets.
Yes. Yeah. And even with the young crowd, the response was so overwhelming. And we thought that, okay, you know, what was our plan? Our plan was, okay, we need to do a lot of awareness. We need to go to the crowd and talk about conscious buying. We need to talk about conscious living. But I think everything just manifested. I think the intention was there. And it just, like, you know, we were shocked, to be very frank, because we didn't know what to do with the response. With people wanted to talk to us, people wanted to connect to us, youngsters coming up, and it was kind of a revolution which was happening suddenly. And we really didn't know how to, when people see us from outside, if they go on our Instagram page, or we look very organized, like, you know, thought, like, you know, properly thought and doing things, but we are not, because we are still in a very reactive mode. We are not in a planning mode still. So things are just happening to us. Generally, aesthetically, I think I have an inclination from my mother, because she is a very creative person. So maybe that was always there. So that's why the wraps and even the designing of the products, like, you know, I know exactly how it should look like, how it can be appealing, but at the same time, keeping the sanctity of the product, not making it too commercial, because like a lot of people, they tell me, okay, you know, your brushes, they look all the same. Why don't you add blue, green, red? And I say, we are nobling. In my house, we write names behind the brushes, like, you know, so we can do that. These are simple things because we don't want shortcuts. Shortcuts will again make us go back to that something which is unnatural.
So, okay, say I want to have an Almitra day. How would I go about my day using different Almitra products? Okay,
so let's say morning, you start your day with your bamboo toothbrush and bamboo tongue cleaner. You take a shower with a sustainable cold processed soap, which is free from palm oil. Then you can have your shower with the soap and the natural loofah. Then you can have your breakfast in the coconut bowl with a bamboo spoon. Then you can wash the coconut bowl with a coconut coir scrubber. You can head back towards your work carrying your straws, carrying your day-to-day products in our tote bags, which is made of
textile waste
and like cotton and natural fabric. Then you can take a break, have juice with a copper straw or a bamboo straw or a steel straw. Then you come back home, relax yourself with taking a dip in your bathtub with the bath salts. And then you can use our body brush as well. Mm-hmm. And you can use the bath salt for massaging your whole body and scrubbing your feet as well to relax your senses. Then you can use the laundry brush or the multi-purpose brush to clean your clothes or your kitchen table or your walls. And lastly, you can write a note with our paper pencil saying good night. I think that will take care of your whole day.
That's awesome. You can have a whole Almitra day. Tell our listeners how you come up with the ideas for these products, how you design them, how you test them, how you make them.
We that one thing we are working from last couple of months is a very simple product, but we have seen like a guitar pick. Mm-hmm. Now let's say when you ask her how we design or conceptualize our product, is that maybe one fine day we get up and I'm thinking about a product. Now I analyze the market. So everything is happening in the head. So nowadays, how we came to this product, we analyze that nowadays everybody picks up a guitar. Somewhere in your lifetime, either you play or you don't play. I can tell that 3 to 6 months nowadays everybody picks up a guitar and it's there. So let's say for 3 to 6 months at least on an average, you will be using 5 to 6 plastic guitar picks. So when you put it in a whole Indian population just of India, it comes to a huge number. So right now what we're working on, we are working off guitar picks made of bamboo. It's on trial stage. We have given to few musicians as well to play it out and things like that. It had worked out, but still we want to get the right perfection so that it can fulfill the expectation of everybody.
And replace the plastic.
Yeah, and replace the plastic. And
it cannot be a compromised solution. It has to be an absolute one.
Yeah, so it is made of bamboo and it is very simple. And like for that product, again, you don't require that much of an artistic skill or not that a complication.
Not
so
big
like
machines as well.
Yeah, it's a simple triangle made of wood.
So where are your products made?
So we work pan-India. Like for example, for our choir, we work with the government choir clusters directly. So we work with the Kerala choir cluster right now. So every state has a choir cluster, but we work with the Kerala one. So as I said that I used to work with weavers. So my weavers were from different parts of India. So that's how actually we could reach, and we lease work units, project basis, because we are not people with deep pockets and we don't have like working units everywhere, but we do lease out units and project basis we work. So bamboo, of course, like we all know that we are the second largest bamboo producer, right, in the world. After China, India is the one. What we lack is highly technological machines, but I think we are coming there. But we have a lot of artistic skills, we have a lot of hand skills, so we are utilizing that right now.
So consumers nowadays are looking for authenticity and genuineness in the products. How do you assure that your products are authentic? They say what they are, and how do you communicate that authenticity to your consumer and make them believe that yes, with all the different products?
Because firstly, most of the products are natural. Okay. Mm-hmm. So when you're talking about authentication, there are very few things which are not, when you say you can't feel it, where you have to put across a certificate. Let's say when you're talking about metal straws, we have a certificate. It's our metal straws, our steel straws are 304.
Yeah.
So for certain product, the certificates which are required, those are there. So now when it's a coconut product, it's a simple coconut product.
It's obvious.
It is of certain things are obvious. For certain things I don't require to prove or to make because that is very much understandable. Okay. Like so for, let's say, for the bristles. So nowadays the consumer asks for that thing. Not for everything the consumer asks. There are like few basic things which are, let's say, come into like health and hygiene, and for certain things which is certificates are required. All those things have been sorted out. So bamboo is a pure simple bamboo, and we work with artisan directly. So that thing has been taken care of. So certain things like no child labor, like fair trade where it is required. Products which require certificates like bristles, toothbrush bristles which require certificate, that is there. Like when you're talking about steel straws where people ask that, okay, is it a 304 food grade? That certificates are there. So things which are required, it's been there. Like our soaps, we don't use palm oil. So even we put the ingredients or everything. So we are, believe in transparency. So which is there with us, it is totally the same info is given. If the consumer asks, okay, what are you using? So that the same info is given to the consumer. So there is nothing like which we hold back to ourselves, setting that, okay, I can't now share this info with you.
In fact, we started with nylon bristles, and that time I think we were one of the first few companies who came ahead and said that the bristles are nylon bristles, though they are nylon 4, which is biodegradable under laboratory conditions, but we cannot maintain laboratory conditions at home. So please plug them up. Your handle is just biodegradable, not your bristles, and you need to take care of your own plastic. Because if I do a hogwash and say that this whole thing is biodegradable, then the whole thing might go in compost and your nylon will still remain there. Because each person has to take care of their own plastic. So when I say that, okay, plug them up and then you recycle it, you find out what you need to do of your plastic, and then you recycle it. You find out what you need to do of your nylon, and then you recycle it. So when I say that, okay, plug them up and then you recycle it, you find out what you need to do of your plastic, and then you recycle it. You find out what you need to do of your nylon, and then you recycle it. You find out what you need to do of your plastic, and then you recycle it. You find out what you need to do of your nylon, and then you recycle it. You find out what you need to do of your plastic, and then you recycle it. You find out what you need to do of your nylon, and then you recycle it. You find out what you need to do of your plastic, and then you recycle it. You find out what you need to do of your nylon, and then you recycle it. You find out what you need to do of your plastic, and then you recycle it. You find out what you need to do of your nylon, and then you recycle it. You find out what you need to do of your plastic, and then you recycle it. You find out what you need to do of your nylon, and then you recycle it. You find out what you need to do of your nylon, and then you recycle it. You find but your handle is biodegradable. So that's how we had always maintained our transparency right from the beginning. We were so clear about what our products are, and they are properly marked, and everything is actually, every product, the story behind it and what is used is all very clear. And even in the packaging, I think the products speak a lot.
So you have a lot of products which are bamboo and some which are wood. How do you assure that the wood that you use is not from ancient forests or from endangered forests?
We don't have wood, actually. We barely have anything which is wood. And in wood, we have used only neem, which is a fast-growing thing, which is actually made from cultivation. So we don't have various vendors for it. So we just have only one supplier of that, wherein we have that the particular wood, the wood is made for cultivation for this kind of purpose. But rest, I think we have barely used wood anywhere, because the maximum products are bamboo and coconut coir, maximum. And bamboo, as we all know, that it is the fastest growing grass. So yeah, so all our products, actually, maximum products are bamboo.
So sustainable living requires a lifestyle change, a change in attitude and mindsets. How or what can be done, and what practices can a consumer adopt for a sustainable lifestyle?
I think, which I said even earlier, that we just need to go back to our basics. And that's very, very simple. You just don't even have to get inspired by anyone. You just need to go inwards. You just need to be natural. Like when there are two things. One is we speak about our own health and wellness, and then we speak about environment. Just concentrate on your own health. Forget the environment for a while. Just be natural to yourself. The moment you put any unnatural thing inside your body, you're actually harming the environment. You are so tuned with the environment, you are a part of the environment. So anything unnatural that you do to yourself, that can be even eating junk, using all these wrappers, and you're using all this fast food from there and processed food. So anything unnatural you do, it's going to harm the environment. I put a plastic toothbrush, which is so carcinogenous. The first thing in my mouth, if I put a plastic toothbrush, I'm harming myself first. And of course, 10 times more, I'm harming the environment. So we just need to be natural to ourselves.
So do you have a physical store?
Yeah, we do have now. Yeah, we have it in Navi Mumbai. We have it in Orbit Mall, Navi Mumbai.
It's kind of contrasting, like you are a conscious brand, and there it's this hyper consumer environment.
And that's what was so thrilling for us, because we do so many conscious markets all the time, and this space is actually won by us in a contest, and it's a free space, kind of a support that mall is giving us. And we were so happy, because all the time we are surrounded by conscious crowd, and here was our challenge, to be there right amidst the hyper buying crowd and talk about sustainability. And that's when we actually wanted to see where we stand. And surprisingly, the response there has been so good. And there are a lot of people. It's just not about buying products. There are so many people there who just come to talk about it, know about it. So I would say that it's just not a shop, but also kind of an awareness center, wherein, people bring their kids to see natural products, and they tell them, see, this is a bowl which is made of coconut. So it's a fun place. I think we needed that impetus.
Thank you, Anamika. Thank you, Biplab, for coming on my show. And thank you for all the awareness and the wonderful products that you create. Our best wishes to your son.
Thank you so much, Vidya.
You have a nice day too.
If you're a creator of a mindful brand or would like to recommend a mindful brand to be featured on our show, send us a message on our Facebook or Instagram page. We recorded this podcast at Radio Vani Studio in Mumbai, India. Tatum Gale composed the music for this podcast. This is Vidya Iyer for Mindful Businesses.